Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Browns trade pitch nets projected $136 million WR for Chubb, first-round pick. The Cleveland Browns dealt their last 3 first-round picks in disastrous fashion, but the tragedy of the Deshaun Watson trade renders the wagering of one more top selection in 2025 seem relatively low risk by comparison. Cleveland immediately threw its hat in the ring when the San Francisco 49ers gave wide receiver Brandon Ayuk the green light to seek a trade, and trying to get in the mix for Dallas Cowboys star Ceedee Lamb now would just be a grander version of the same idea. Lamb and the Cowboys remain locked in negotiations over a contract extension, which theoretically opens the door for the Browns to reach out to owner Jerry Jones with an offer. A deal centered around Cleveland's first-round pick in next year's draft, a second-round selection in 2026 and running back Nick Chubb could get a real conversation started. That said, the Browns must consider that Lamb's market value is $34 million annually over a 4-year contract, $136 million total. But he also led the NFL in receptions last year with 135, which complemented career highs of 1,749 yards and 12 TDs. Lamb is one of the best handful of wide receivers in the league, earning All-Pro honors in each of the past 2 campaigns as he heads into just his age 25 season. Insiders like ESPN's Bill Barnwell thought that one of Lamb's counterparts, Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings, was capable of attracting offers this offseason of up to 2 first-round picks and another asset, perhaps a 3rd draft selection in one of the middle rounds or a veteran starter. However, any team dealing for Lamb is looking at committing to a multi-year extension worth north of $33 million annually. My understanding is, the current offer is around $33 million, and for Lamb, that's still not good enough, Mike Garafolo of NFL Network reported August 17. The top of the market is $35 million with Justin Jefferson, so he wants that to come up. And the structure, I am told, via sources familiar with Lamb's thinking, needs to be worked on as well, cash flow guarantees and how that will be structured on the front half of the deal. As leverage for an opposing negotiator, Lamb's salary demands could bring his trade value down slightly compared to Jefferson's, hence a first and a second rounder, plus Chubb, rather than 2 firsts and a player in the aforementioned pitch. Browns general manager Andrew Berry already got the better of the Cowboys in another trade for a big-name wide receiver, landing Amari Cooper for a 5th-round pick and a 6th-round swap back in 2022. Given that Cooper could serve as at least a semi-adequate place filler for Lamb in Dallas, it makes some sense to include him in a deal rather than Chubb. That said, Jones and the Cowboys essentially salary dumped Cooper to Cleveland 2 years ago. Carl Lawson on joining Cowboys, defensive reunions, and 2024 outlook. Help isn't on the way for the Dallas Cowboys defensive line, because it's already arrived. That aid comes in the form of both Jordan Phillips and Carl Lawson, the former having been acquired via trade with the New York Giants, while the latter signs as a free agent following an impressive workout not long ago. Lawson was unable to make his debut for the Cowboys in their victory this preseason over the Las Vegas Raiders, as Phillips did, but that was due to his signing having not been made official until Monday morning. He was, however, on the field for the mock game/walkthrough on Monday afternoon, seen getting plenty of advice and coaching fairly immediately from players like DeMarcus Lawrence and, of course, defensive line coach Jeff Zgonina. Lawson, a former 4th-round pick, 2017, of the Cincinnati Bengals, where he first met current Cowboys defensive run game coordinator Paul Guenther en route to being named to the PFWA All-Rookie team to begin his NFL career. His most recent complete season saw him deliver 7 sacks and 17 starts for the New York Jets, before suffering a back injury that mostly derailed his 2023 campaign. Now healthy and champing at the bit to not only prove himself, but to do so on a team he views as a contender, Lawson opened up about his journey to Dallas. On his first reaction of the deal getting finalized, "I'm happy to be here. It's a breath of fresh air and I'm happy for the opportunity. On his joining a D-line that also features Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, it's a blessing to be able to add to it and to such a historic franchise such as this, and especially this fan base. I just want to give them my all. I'm gonna do everything I can to be a dominant player. Patriots signal potential interest in trade for Cowboys star Ceedee Lamb. The New England Patriots might be exploring a trade for Dallas Cowboys star receiver Ceedee Lamb, who is unhappy with his current situation. The Cowboys and Lamb have been in a tense negotiation on an extension. Lamb has missed all of training camp and a pair of preseason games as part of his holdout. The 2020 first-round pick is eyeing a deal that will put him on par with other top receivers around the league. The high mark is currently held by Minnesota Vikings receiver Justin Jefferson, who is hauling in $35 million per season as the highest-paid non-quarterback in the NFL. Lamb would like to get around that number and recently turned down a deal approaching $33 million per season from Dallas, per Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News. The Patriots were in the mix in trade talks for San Francisco 49ers receiver Brandon Ayuk earlier this offseason. According to reports, the team was willing to pay him around $30 million per season if they landed him via trade. Lamb is a much more proven commodity and is entering his prime at 25. Patriots first-year head coach Jared Mayo was asked about the potential trade for Lamb during an appearance on WEI's The Greg Hill Show on Monday, August 19. "You can't talk about players on other teams, but you can put a call in," Mayo said. The Cowboys resorting to trading Lamb is unlikely. During a recent conversation with the Doomsday Pod, Cowboys Chief Operating Officer Stephen Jones said that the team has zero intention of trading Lamb. "Ceedee can't go play anywhere. He's under contract, and we have franchise tags available," Stephen Jones said. "Ceedee isn't going to be playing anywhere but Dallas. We want this to be a good situation for him when we're all said and done. But also a good situation so that we can put a good football team on the field." Lamb finished last season with a league-high 135 receptions for 1,749 yards and 12 touchdowns. He helped power the Cowboys' dynamic offense and was Prescott's favorite target. "We think the world of Ceedee and we understand where he's coming from on this, and why he's not here. But we continue to work very hard on getting this deal done," Stephen Jones said. Jones has called the situation challenging, citing that the Cowboys are also eyeing extensions for quarterback Dak Prescott and linebacker Micah Parsons. All three could potentially set new standards for pay at their positions. Most teams would be ecstatic to have three core players who have earned record-setting extensions like Lamb, Prescott, and Parsons. But the Cowboys are taking their time to ensure everything is up for the team's future. "We've got a challenging situation. It's a good situation to have, but it's challenging when you have one of the top quarterbacks in the league and two of the best non-quarterback players in the league in Micah Parsons and Ceedee Lamb," Jones said. "It's a negotiation that we're having to work hard at. At the end of the day, you want to put some other players on the field. Those three guys can't go out and play the game by themselves. We'll continue to work at it." The Cowboys open the regular season on September 8 against the Cleveland Browns. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Ceedee Lamb? Leave your opinion in the comments.